We are now going to weld this joint, to weld this joint, to weld this joint, to weld. This is turning out to be a pretty good project here. I mean, things are falling into place. I got done the epoxy coat, and I'm just drilling the holes right now because some of the holes got covered up by the epoxy, which is to be expected. So we're just going to gently drill those out. Our next step is going to be to take these pieces that we cut. This is actually steel, and the piece that goes along the center is aluminum, so we're not going to be welding them together, we're going to be bolting them together. But there are two of these pieces, and we're going to try and weld these together at the very tip once we get the contour fixed, and we're also going to bend it, and I'll show you that a little bit later. I know I shouldn't be that surprised, but when something works out, it works out. Now that's just from me cutting with jigsaw. I might sand it just a tiny bit to tweak it, but I almost don't want to because it's sitting so freaking well. You see a little bit of a gap in there, but I think that's just because I didn't push it forward enough. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty darn close. Yeah, as they say, measure twice, cut once. We are now going to weld this joint. Now it's a little tricky because it's thin metal. It's also a little tricky because getting the clamp on there to power it only is so wide. So trying to get this somewhere on there to be held is going to be a tricky thing. This inner piece right here is going to be making direct contact with the helmet. So what I'm going to do is deburr it, or deburr it. Just getting the corner here. And let your fingers be your guide here, because your fingers can basically see more than your eye can. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then after using our file, we're just going to use some fine emery cloth. I know you can't feel that, but it's very smooth now. We're just going to work around all the area that's going to make contact with the helmet, make sure it's nice and smooth, paying close attention to these edges where we had to sand, because they might most likely have burrs on them. And we want to make sure that when we lay this on top of the helmet, it won't scratch it. Now we'll be applying our threaded rod between these two pieces on either side to hold them together. We're going to use our spring-loaded center punch. Alright, make sure you clamp your work down whenever you're dealing with really thin metal. It'll want to pull up on you. Usually you do this on a drill press, but we only have a drill, so get it started. And then you want to go fast enough so it goes right down.